because I'm joined now by a former justice, Deepak Gupta, former judge at the courts, at the high courts, Indira Jaising, former additional solicitor general, Yashovardhan Azad, former IPS officer, joining me. But I want to come to you, Judge Deepak Gupta first, because you might have heard what the Attorney General said. He said judges are either passing the buck, and in fact, the higher courts are more reluctant to give bail. It is the lower courts, a district additional session judge, Dharmender Rana, in a sense, has set an example for higher courts. Do you agree that the Disha Ravi judgment could, or order could set a precedent for other judges to follow, sir?
No, I totally agree with what Mr. Mukul Rohtgi said. Absolutely. And I also would like to commend Mr. Dharmender Rana on a very well-written judgment. It's not only the fact that he's granted bail to Disha Ravi, but if you read that 18 pages judgment, it reads so beautifully. It's like a piece of art. It's really commendable. And I don't think this can be cited as a precedent because he's not a higher court, he's a district judge. But it should give courage to other judges that we can also write judgments like this.
No, but why? No, sir, but I'm sorry to intervene. Why is it that judges of the Supreme Court and High Court don't have the same courage that an additional sessions judge has? What does it say about our system?
No, it's not that the judges of the High Court or Supreme Court don't have the courage, but as this system has been building up in the last 10, 15 years, that we have this idea in our minds that our system, in our criminal justice system, most people, even the criminals, get acquitted. It may be true, but that doesn't mean that people who are under trials should be behind bars. Please remember what Mr. Rohtgi said, that almost 70% people in Indian jails are under trials. I was attending a webinar a few days back wherein it was said that in fact in bailable offences, remand is being given by the judicial magistrate. You see, they're not sensitive to because if we look at a constitutional scheme, Articles 21 and 22 of the Constitution, Article 21 says nobody can be deprived of his life or liberty except in accordance with law. And Article 22, probably this is one of the few articles which exists in very few constitutions in the world, which says within which time a person has to be produced before a magistrate, within which time, how much is the maximum time which a person can be detained, both in normal cases and in preventive detention cases. It sets out a constitutional scheme that jail is not the rule.
Sir, I take your point. But I want to come back to the reality that exists on the ground. You're giving me first principles and I respect that, sir. But Indira Jaising, do you believe there's something fundamentally wrong in our judicial system? That you've got now a former judge telling us, yes, there is a problem. You've got a former attorney general saying, yes, there is a problem. Disha Ravi's case, she spent 10 days in custody at the end of the day. The question therefore must arise, do we need to relook at entirely, of course, sedition, but also the basic principle of bail, not jail?
Oh yes, there is something very wrong with the criminal justice system.
What is wrong? What is wrong?
I wouldn't mind renaming it the criminal injustice system. It produces, it produces people who are thrown into prison sometimes for no crime at all. When it comes to the Supreme Court, many people have said, well, the district courts are better than the Supreme Court. Whether this is right or wrong, I cannot say. But I have often said there is more than one Supreme Court. And it's the luck of the draw before which judge your case would go, perhaps. That's one way of looking at it. But I'd like to make a more nuanced comment about this particular judgment in the case of Disha Ravi. I'm getting the impression that judges are waking up to the fact that law of sedition and UAPA is being abused in a routine manner. And it's become a pattern. And I would like to believe that that is the reason why this judgment has come. That's the link between lack of evidence or the evidence being flimsy and the grant of bail. But even